Hello, hello, beautiful divine being. Hi, my name is Susan Martinez, and I'm going back and forth because I'm looking at two cameras at the same time. Today, I am so excited because I'm going to be talking about a topic that I feel affects millions of people all over the world. And let's just get straight to it. I'm going to be talking about infidelity and unhealed wounds. And so, the first question I want to ask you is, have you ever experienced infidelity in your life that has left you feeling unworthy, uh, shameful, guilty, angry with rage? You're merely just trying to get through the day without feeling depressed, stressed out, anxious. Now you're experiencing anger outbursts, right? You're yelling at your kids. You're making them feel angry and ashamed for behaving like children. You're screaming at your significant other, your husband, your wife, and you're making them feel like they don't support you. You feel unloved, unsupported, unappreciated by them, and you're more than likely having a hard time loving yourself. You're having a hard time loving yourself, and you don't deem yourself worthy of feeling good. You don't feel worthy, and you don't feel like you deserve to feel happy. You've done too much shit in your life. So much childhood trauma, childhood experiences, sexual traumatic experiences that lead to adulthood that make you feel unloved, unworthy, undeserving. That the simple feeling of feeling good isn't something that you feel like you deserve, and so you'll live your days pissed off, not wanting to do jack shit, but you still gotta work because we gotta live, right? And we all believe that we gotta work for a living. You gotta get effort. There's a difference. That's a whole different topic, but But the point is that you don't feel happy. You don't even think that you deserve to be happy. And so now you're this unhappy person who so happens to be a mother, and we lead by example, and we're teaching our children to be human beings. And what type of human being do you think your child's going to grow up to be if their role models are unhappy people? Their mothers are unhappy moms, unhappy women. And so I want to point out that what we feel, what we say, how we act, how we behave, what actions we take, those all influence and shape and mold our children into the people that they are. And so another question is, who the fuck wants to give depression, feelings of unworthiness? I wrote down a whole list, and I have notes. That's because I don't want to get lost. I get sidetracked and going everywhere. See my hands? I'm keeping them together, okay? But I have notes here saying, like, there's so many feelings that we pass down to our kids. Unworthiness, shame. Okay, so shame, guilt, anger, rage, depression, worry, anxiety, fear. Like, do you want to give that all to your children? No. Who does? Nobody wants to give those feelings to their kids. If you don't want to experience it, why would you want to pass that shit down to your kids? If you have the opportunity to not pass that shit down. And so I feel so it's just so much weirder when I'm talking on camera. With that recording versus being live, I think it's a lot easier because I'm talking to people. But okay, so you and your children deserve to live a happy, fulfilled life. You deserve to feel joy. You deserve to feel happiness. You deserve to live life till its fullest. And you deserve to feel that way right now in this very moment. So if you're ready, if you're excited, you're excited. No, I'm pretty sure you're not very excited that I just brought up all these emotions. Oh my gosh. But if you're ready to release these emotional chains that hold you down, that keep you from loving yourself, from living that happy, fulfilled life, it's stopping you from living your dreams and stopping you from being that happy person that your children need you to be. Because I'm going to tell you what, they don't teach your children how to be happy in school. Like, let's just throw that out there. Emotions, they don't teach them how to regulate their emotions either. That's their parents' job. That's your job. That's your job. So it's your job to make your child happy. And if you're not happy, like I once wasn't, right? It was my job to make myself happy and learn how to be happy, and learn that you can't just make the conscious choice, like, okay, I'm aware that I fucked up and now I'm going to do good and I'm going to be this good person. No, and you need to, like I was doing an example with my husband. I was telling him, like, we carry these buckets the moment we're born, and we start filling them with all childhood experiences that we go through. So all the trauma, all the yelling, all the sexual abuse, the physical abuse, the mental abuse, emotional abuse, the neglect, all these feelings of abandonment, of unworthiness, of not being, like, there's so much parental traumatic experiences that we go through, that we put into our buckets, and then we go into adulthood and we realize that we want more out of life, but we've been stuck on this cycle, and so you put your buckets down, right, and you take a breath and you realize you want more out of life, and then it's like, okay, I'm gonna go forward because I chose to look forward. I have a goal. Okay, but you can't move forward because you got to pick up those buckets, and you're like, oh, but those buckets are heavy and I don't want to take what's inside of them with me. So and that's the moment that you realize that you need to empty out those buckets first before you move forward. You move forward and you release, you let go of everything that's in your bucket with the conscious choice, awareness that you are releasing this with the intention of creating a space for the things that you desire. So I'm so excited to go into that later on in a whole different video. But let me just put my hand in your heart. Like, I know I'm pretty sure you're feeling activated because I'm feeling activated, but put your hands over your heart and just breathe. And know, if you are ready to release all this emotional pain that holds you down so that you can be that happy person, I invite you to honor those emotions. That's the most important thing, is you honor those emotions right now in this very moment. Don't try to push them aside. Don't try to bottle them up or pretend they're not there, because let me tell you something. Shame, anger, guilt, they're not going anywhere unless you actually take the time to process why you feel the way you feel. There's hurt, there's grief behind the shame and the guilt, and until we acknowledge that, we can release it and we can be happy. And so I also extend an invitation that if you need extra support to get through these emotional, these feelings of if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling anxious, if thoughts come up and you really don't have anybody to talk to that will not judge you and just hear you out and allow you to release what you need to release in a space, please feel free to send me a private message, and I will send you a link to book a call, and we can definitely get on a call. So excited to hear from you guys. I love you guys so much. I'm sending you guys so much love, divine ease and grace, and take care. Love you. Bye. You too.